Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for tuning into another exciting episode of Tech Mahindra's The Simplicity series. My name is Rajesh Chandiramani as the business unit head for EMEA and APJI markets. Here at Tech Mahindra, I've had the privilege of working with some of the most innovative and disruptive telecom clients across regions. We have launched an initiative called Welcome to Simplicity a year ago at the MWC Barcelona 2022. A full year later, we are very pleased that the ethos of simplicity has been greatly appreciated in the community of telecom and technology leaders. As a result, we have had the honor of speaking to some of the world's leading simplifiers and to learn from their experiences. In our previous episodes, we have hosted multiple leaders, true industry stalwarts like Jeff McElfresh, the Chief Operating Officer at AT&T, Harmeen Mehta, the Chief Digital and Innovation Officer at BT, to name a few. And today we have the honor and privilege of hosting the Indosat Ooredoo Hutchison President and CEO, Mr. Vikram Sinha. Vikram is a true global leader who has been in the industry for more than 25 years, leading innovative services and solutions for some of the most iconic organizations across the world. He is currently the President and the Chief Executive Officer of Indosat Ooredoo Hutchison, based out of Jakarta, Indonesia. Now to quote Vikram, IOH was born with a purpose to connect and empower every Indonesian, and there's only one way to achieve this, through the power of collaboration, or in Indonesia, we call it gotong royong, a win-win collaboration spirit to reach a larger purpose together. We hope to better understand this purpose and the power of simplicity for the benefit of the larger population through our conversation today. With Vikram is our simplifier in chief, someone you have seen in many of the previous editions of this series, Manish Vyas. He is the President, CME and CEO of Network Services Business of Tech Mahindra. Without further ado, I present to you Vikram Sinha and Manish Vyas.
Thank you, Rajesh. That was a wonderful introduction, and I must say, you are absolutely apt and correct in describing Vikram as a true trailblazer, as the true simplifier in chief, and the kind of very basic steps that you focus on. I think it always tells you that, hey, come what may, come what the problem statement is, it's ultimately being best at basics. Is that what matters? And you clearly are an epitome of something like that. Last year, we decided that we're going to bet our business with the telecom industry on simplicity. We said, we don't have to use fancy words. This is the most powerful word, and we are really learning a lot through that process. It's all ultimately about simplifying the operation to continue to keep simplification of the modernization effort as well. Ultimately, it's all about getting better value for your shareholders through monetization of the network. That's been our theme. Allow me to start by first saying thank you for doing this with us. It means a lot to me, to the 160,000 people in Tech Mahindra, and to all our ecosystem partners. It means a lot to every one of us. The second thing, if I can kick off with, is what does simplicity mean for you personally?
Manish, you have been very kind to me with a lot of good words, but simplicity is very close to my heart. What I've realized is the most difficult thing to do is to do simple thing. And I'll tell you a real case study at Indosat. Before merger, we are a listed company, it's all in the public domain. 12 quarter, we were able to grow 5x of the industry. Industry was growing 1 or 2, we were going double digit, 12, 13%. Only thing which helped us was to make our product simple, to follow customer where they are going. And I can keep talking about it, but this is so powerful, and in telco, we have not done a good job. First, we have to acknowledge that, and I saw the real benefit. Once you start doing things in terms of simplifying customer journey, simplifying all our internal process, simplifying employee experience also, and then you see the result.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I must say this, that I have seen the Satyam merger and integration. And the next one that we are seeing is what you are attempting with merging two very powerful brands, but very complex and different cultures. Would love to get some thoughts into that, because if something that is more difficult or equally difficult than going to space probably is M&A, as most pundits say. And we have seen that consolidation of cultures is not easy. If you don't mind throwing some light into this aspect on how did you go about doing it, or how are you still, it's still a work in progress, a beautiful work in progress. Tell us some simple steps that you've been taking in that regard.
I get this question a lot, Manish. We are like just 1 year done with our merger. 90% of the merger fail. And personally, not only me and my management team, we all looked at each other's eyes, and the first thing we said, we are here to create history, not become history,
Wow.
and then once we said that, my personal number one priority was culture integration. I think you spoke about CP. I have very high respect for him. It's all about, an opportunity to build the culture which we want to be known for. So one, the importance of culture. And when I say so, how do you take this as an opportunity and set it up that this is the culture we want to known for? Second, when you get into merger, work with a mindset which is maximize. How you can make 1 + 1 = 11. Synergy values will come. But this whole growth mindset with galvanizing your entire organization is very important. And still long way to go, but number speaks for itself. We just concluded our full year results. And I must say that it has taught me personally a lot in terms of what not to do. So I'm very clear that there are certain things you have to make it clear you don't do. But one thing you have to double down is take this as an opportunity to set a new culture which you want to be known for, and get all your top 100 leader, top 1,000, top 3,000, get into it.
Get aligned.
Yes, get aligned.
Yeah, so I think if I have to take away 2 or 3 words from what you said, what not to do is equally important, and growth mindset is equally important, and the culture cannot be this culture or that culture. You're saying create a new culture.
Yeah, for us, people were telling you want to have Hong Kong culture or Doha culture. So I said we need to have Indonesia culture.
Yeah.
We are Indosat, and that is what is bringing Ooredoo and Hutchison. I took that as an opportunity to set up a culture what we want to be known for. So it's an opportunity. But if you get stuck on a lot of things what not to do, you really get it wrong.
You just reminded me something. I vividly recall your keynote in Copenhagen last September at DTW by TMF. You spoke about not just your company, not just your people, but you spoke about the country, Indonesia. I thought it was a very refreshing, very different. Everybody was expecting there to say, Vikram is on stage, he's going to probably speak about how great Indosat IOH is. But you spoke about how great Indonesia is. Where do you draw this passion from, and what would you like to share today about that?
So Manish, I'm a very strong believer of being in the right place at right time. And personally, I keep talking about this to all my employees, that we are all so blessed to be in Indonesia. Look what is happening around us with so much of uncertainty, with so much of, challenges. But among all those challenges, look at Indonesia, look at any statistic, whether how they have managed their inflation, the whole buzz around the digital economy. So for me, that is very important, and that is where it starts with. Once you get that, then you take it to your purpose. We want to be a purpose-driven company, When you are integrating two different organizations with different culture, what connect all of us together is single-minded focus of our purpose, which is empowering every Indonesian.
Yeah.
So I think the point which I'm trying to make is we are all very blessed to be in Indonesia. It's a market the whole world is looking at. Unfortunately, it need much more attention than what it has got. But now things are changing. Number two, at Indosat Ooredoo Hutchison, we want to be this purpose-driven company, and we want to play our part on the whole big digital vision. And that is the journey which we are enjoying.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very powerful message. I mean, your ability to hence motivate and galvanize your teams because of your commitment towards the country, I think is very powerful. Personally, for me, as you know, Indonesia is second home. I've never lived in the country or Jakarta as a city, but Indonesia gave me my career. When 2005, when we signed up with Hutchison and when they blessed us with that opportunity to serve them, and you have once again blessed us by giving us an opportunity to continue to serve you as far as your IT business is concerned. Yet again, for me and for Tech Mahindra, it is a very rewarding experience because our belief in the country is complete. Our belief in IOH is complete. This brings me to the first of the three questions that I'm going to ask you around the concept of simplicity. Number one, and you've said it many times. You gave me this story a few months ago about what you did with the network as well when you were merging. What is simplicity or simplification of operation, which is day to day? Because people are ultimately consuming the benefits of your network, your IT, your systems, your processes. What does that mean to you? What would be your message to not just me and the audience, but everywhere across? From simplification of the operation stand, any type of operation, whether it is network, IT, back office, anything. What are some of your key top 2 or 3 messages in that space?
I'll just say one thing, Manish, and this is very important. Take a step back and ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the purpose we are trying to solve? Once you are able to answer it, have an aligned vision, and then together keep it very simple. Every step has to be done in a very simple manner. So this is the only thing which I feel, is important.
So the future is always exciting. It's always brilliant because one thing is very certain. The consumption of the network and the data is only going to continue to increase. If it was streaming in the last phase, it could be gaming and it could be a lot of interactive stuff that will happen. So you're in the perfect business. But then for that, you got to continue to modernize. What are some of the top hot buttons you're pressing as we speak in terms of modernizing IOH as a whole?
This is again very important, Manish. We need to be future ready. Again, you have to acknowledge not only us, telco in general, have been falling behind, and I think the time is now. We have seen the 2G era, 3G era, 4G, and now we are getting into 5G. So we have to make sure that we have a right balance on making sure that the Horizon 1, which is now, and the Horizon 2, we strike a right balance. And I'll give you a small example. Look what is happening around us, with all these cookieless world. Today, at Indosat, Ooredoo, Hutchison, we are heading towards 50 million app customer. How do I make sure that, while I am modernizing my network, which is ready to take care of my current need on 4G and getting towards 5G, but at the same time, how am I monetizing that? So there has to be a right balance between monetizing and modernizing. Those days are gone that I monetize and somebody else monetize.
Yeah. One thing while talking to you, every time, Vikram, I get this feeling that the reason you keep things simple is because you are a simple man. Somebody who's always not been confused about what is your purpose. Since you touched upon monetization, if you don't mind sharing a little bit more in terms of, and this is not just your question, it is an industry question. Everybody's asking this week. Everybody will be asking this in Barcelona. That where is the next $1 billion opportunity for the industry?
So for me, I'm already doing. First, keep a laser eye focus on your core. We all can grow our core double digit. I get nervous when I hear that people are telling that core is legacy. We have so much of opportunity to grow our data, grow our core. There is so much of more opportunity. While you are doing that, I gave you the example of, today we have around 34 million app customer, and that will become, people keep talking about super apps and all those things. there is so much we can do to monetize that. While doing that, I can add value to my customer also. API, look at API, how we can do things. In 2019, I remember when I started focusing, I had zero revenue. Last year, I closed only from API $10 million.
Oh, wow.
So what I'm trying to say is that, the time is now. You can only do once you are doing well on your core. So core, we have to grow double digit, and then we have to build on a lot of adjacent revenues, opportunities. And Manish, we want to do it with our partner. We are a company who has a partner first mindset. I don't want to be an Einstein. I want to work with the best in the world, and that is why we are talking to TechM. That is why we are talking to some of our other partners, and how we work together on creating that upside opportunity. And while doing that, I'm very clear, if somebody cannot respect me and give me my fair share, those days are gone.
Sure. The problem interviewing you, Vikram, is that every time I'm thinking of a next question, you've already answered that. So I was going to ask you about the question on partners, because I have seen you've invited many people to come and participate with you. If you don't mind elaborating on that, and this time, slightly different context. If you were to address our partner community, your partner community, not just Tech Mahindra, but everybody else, what would be your message to each of us? Because you clearly are clear. You want all of us to come and help you.
We just concluded our first Marvelous Partner Award. I have at Indosat, Ooredoo, Hutchison, I have close to 950. But I invited 68. And for me, these are strategic partners. There's a difference between vendor and partner. I get hassled. I'll not come to Barcelona to meet vendors. I'm here to meet my partner. So I think there's a big shift in mindset. Yeah. So for me, what I'm telling my partner, you do one for me, I'll do two. So I'm not asking any partner to help me. I'm telling that let's work together, and I want to work with like-minded partner, create upside, and create an opportunity where, we are able to serve Indonesia. We have just released our book, report Empowering Indonesia. And people, partner who believe in Indonesia, we welcome them. Super. We want to work together.
Super. Now, I at this point, and use this platform, I have to thank you for that award you gave us as one of your chosen partners. It means a lot to everybody at Tech Mahindra. I think I'm going to ask you two last questions. The one is about people, talent particularly, because any change is possible only when, I often say this these days, that the pandemic actually brought in a talent endemic. The talent conundrum is not easy now to solve. Because one thing is for sure, every business has become software oriented. Every business has become tech oriented, whether it is telco, whether it is logistics, any business, doesn't matter. And hence, keeping a good tap on the talent, it's our most important priority at this point. What do you do to keep this mission of attracting the best talent to IOH simple?
So look, at Indosat, 99% of our talent is Indonesian. And I say this very proudly. And I'm able to attract some of the best because of one simple reason. I'm giving them the purpose. Today's generation, we call it Gen Z. I think they are the most misunderstood generation. They are so well informed, and they want to really contribute to the bigger mission. So it's our duty to connect them with the larger purpose. So this is one. Second, when I talk about talent, my number one focus is customer experience. I really want to make sure that, we make it our purpose why we exist. But who will do that until unless I deliver a great employee experience? So I think these are the two things. And personally, whatever I am today, it is because of, I always believe that it is the people who are your biggest asset. Yeah. So we really want to make sure that we create a distributed leadership. We invest on them. And once you do it with a lot of genuine intent, you see the results which are disproportionate.
Yeah. You're saying happy employees will deliver happy customers all the time.
Take it one step forward, Manish. All these things, happy employee, but we all talk about customer experience. How much we are focusing on employee experience? Because that is my route to it. As a CEO, I can't take care of 100 million customer, but can I take care of a great employee experience, empowered, and it's not about money. It's not about money. It is about, all the tools which they need. Are they getting a culture where it is okay to fail? It is okay to try? Are they getting a culture where, they feel every day when they go home, they feel accomplished. Every Monday they are coming to office, they are so charged up. This is where we need to take it to.
Awesome. Well, it's very, very powerful. I think it's very, not everybody speaks about it often. But if I at this point, I want to come and work at IOH. If the CEO is talking about me all the time, then I feel very, very good about it. Thank you so much for that. I think before we sign off, and once again, if I don't get this opportunity one more time, I have to say thank you so much for doing this. This has been brilliant. Your concepts are so simple. If there is any message that you would like to leave for the ecosystem worldwide around the telco industry, around the technology, and around value creation for the shareholders, what is it that you would like to leave?
This is what I want to get across to all the viewers and audience. I think, especially Manish, I've been in the industry for 2 decades. Our time is now. COVID has been a silver lining for the industry. It has brought the respect of the industry back. Everyone understands, whether it is policymaker, whether it is government, the important role which this industry play. So with this in background, it is very, very important that we double down our core business. We have to make sure that we are growing our core. While doing that, you spoke about technology. When we are getting into from a 4G era to 5G, while there is a lot of opportunity still to monetize on 5G, 4G, and while getting into 5G, before we modernize, parallelly we need to ready, Manish, to monetize also. And that is what will take care of the shareholder. All this question around, how do you ensure that ROIC is higher than the WACC, weighted average of capital. So I think customers are ready to pay us. What our product do is reducing their cost of doing business by significantly. And my learning has been, Manish, that they are ready to make sure that they give us what we need, and we take care of their need by giving them a great customer experience, and in return, the shareholder expectation will be taken care. So I think the time is now. We need to act upon it. And the way to do it is in a very collaborative manner. This is not a time to compete. This is a time to collaborate and solve some of the real challenges which our countries are facing.
Thank you, Vikram. I mean, if that is not profound, then I don't know what is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you feel and think the same way as I do. That the points that Vikram has made during the last 20 odd minutes are very simple. They are all about creating and delivering a world-class experience to the customers. But how? It is by keeping things even more simpler. First and foremost, he clearly said the employees and the partners and the entire support ecosystem of IOH matters the most, right? Because that is where the foundation of simplicity and foundation of customer experience believes, and which is why I have always been impressed by Vikram's leadership in the industry. It's the force of reasoning. It's a force that is very clearly heading in a direction that will pave the path for not just the telecom industry to continue to remain extremely relevant in our ecosystem and for things that we will come to do over a period of time, but also that technology and partners like us at Tech Mahindra have a little role to continue to play in this change and in this transformation. I hope you've enjoyed this phenomenal episode of Simplicity series. I hope you've learned and taken your notes as we've heard Vikram share his nuggets about what really matters going forward. Thank you so much for your attention.